In today's lesson, we're going to talk about angle, angle and segment addition. So looking at our first proof, we always write our given first. So AB is congruent to CD, and that is given to us. And what I like to do is I like to highlight what they're talking about. So AB and CD are congruent. So put the congruency marks on there. That means they're the same measure. And sometimes I even like to give it a number. So I'm going to say this is 3. So if AB, if this is 3 right here, then this is also 3 right here. Okay, and then we're not given another given. We're kind of stuck. What I like to say, we have a dead statement here with a congruency. So then I go to my next given, but we're not given one. So then I have to go to looking at the picture. Well, I can say that BC is congruent to itself. And when I do that, I am talking about the reflexive property. I need that statement because I need to be able to say that, well, let's go back to BC and let's give that a number 2. So if that's 10, then I can say that from A to C is 13, and also from B to D is also 13. So they are congruent because of the addition statement. I added AB, segment AB, plus BC to get 13, and I'm also going to take BC plus CD to get 13. So I would write, let's change this to a different color here, I would write AC is congruent to BD by segment, I'm adding segments together, so segment addition. Okay, let's go to proof number 2. And of course we write our given, JK is congruent to ON, segment ON, and that is given. So I go over to my picture and I put a congruency mark on those two. And again, I like to give it a number so that we can think about it. So from here, I'm going to go to my next given because I need some more information here. So I'm going to go to my blue and say that KM right here is congruent to NM because that was given to me right here. So I write KM is congruent to NM given. And from there I can say, well, I just talked about the length here. Well, let's give it a number, so let's give it 8. I don't know. Any number's fine as long as it's the same on for KM as it is for NM. And now I can assume that the distance from J to K is the same as the distance from O to M because they both equal 10. So JM is congruent to OM by segment addition. And there's no overlapping in any of the problems I've done so far, so I know I'm not subtracting. Let's go to problem number 3. So I'd write angle EFG. So EFG here is congruent to HFI. So I'm going to put my congruency mark there. Actually, I'm going to erase that and just clean it up a bit and just put that they're congruent. HFI, and that was given to me. And from there, I have a dead statement here. Right here it's dead because it's congruent to me. And so I'm looking for vertical angles. I don't have any vertical angles, so now I'm looking for, I'm looking for a reflexive property. And I can say in that middle that angle GFH is congruent to itself. So I would say GFH is congruent to GFH by the reflexive property. Now I'm going to move on to my third statement, because if I said that EFG was 1, so they're both 1, and this middle, actually we'll say 10, I don't know, just give it a degree, and this is 30, then I can say that EFH, that whole distance is 40, so angle EFH is congruent to angle GFI, because that is also 40. Oops, that's an F. Well, clean that up a bit. And they are congruent by angle, instead of segment addition, it would be angle addition. Now let's go to example number 4. And again, we start with our proof, or start with what's given to us. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 4, and that's given. And I'm going to mark that on my sheet, or on my paper. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 4. And then it also tells us that angle 2 is congruent to angle 3, and that is also given. So I'm going to mark that angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. And so now, can I ask myself, or can I prove that PQT, this whole big angle, is congruent to this whole angle? Well, if angle 1 is, I don't know, 5 degrees, and angle 2 and 3 are 6 degrees, then the whole angle is 11 here, and the whole angle is 11 here. So yes, they are congruent. So angle PQT is congruent to angle RQT by angle addition. And now you'll have the chance to do the rest of the problems for your homework. Make sure you label or draw on your pictures so you know what angles and segments you're talking about. And my other clues, use different colors. That will help you. And put numbers in for the segments and the angle measures. Good luck.